Good day to Madam Rosnah binti Othman, Principal of Al-Mashu Islamic Girls School, Mr. Ko Jerome, Chairperson of Green Educators Work Group, Head Judges and Coordinator of IBPSS 6.0, Mr. Rishari Muhammad Ramli, Assistant Director of ERPD from Ministry of Education Malaysia, Ms. Fasha Abdul Hamid, Deputy Chairperson of Green Educators Work Group, Judges of IBPSS 6.0, Mr. Kumarazan, anak lelaki M. Subramaniam, Assistant Director of Curriculum Development Sector from Ministry of Education Malaysia, Mr. Tria Umbara, Kuat Internasional Indonesia, Dr. Apurva Barve, Maharashtra Knowledge Corporation Ltd, India, Expert, Ms. Sugita Kanasilan, Program Leader of EST, WWF, Malaysia, Organizing Committee from Al-Mashhur Islamic Girls School, Green Educators Work Group Penang, and Malaysian National Commission for UNESCO, MNCU. Distinguished guests, esteemed educators, and dear participants from around the world, we are pleased to welcome you to this webinar this morning.
I am Alisha, the first moderator for today, and my partner Dina Ulia, the second moderator.
This year marked the 6th International Best Practices Sharing Session, which is organized by Al-Mashhur Islamic Girls School and Green Educators Work Group Penang, GRIO, and co-organized by Malaysian National Commission for UNESCO, MNCU. For your information, today's webinar is also endorsed by the Ministry of Education.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is indeed a great honor for me to welcome a very special guest who holds a place of high respect and admiration, someone whose leadership and vision continue to inspire us all. With great pleasure and deep respect, I extend a warm welcome to the Chairperson of GRU, who has graciously joined us to preside over this event. We are truly privileged to have you here with us. Your presence adds immense value to this occasion, and we are looking forward for your insights and encouraging words. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me giving a big round of applause as we welcome our Honorable Chairperson, Ko Jerome.
Thank you, our moderator. Good day to Madam Rosnah binti Othman, Principal of Al-Mashhur Islamic Girls Schools, Head Judge and Coordinator of IBPSS 6.0, Mr. Rishari Muhammad Ramli, Assistant Director of EPRD from Ministry of Education Malaysia, Ms. Fasha Abdul Hamid, Deputy Chairperson of Green Educators Work Group, and Judges of IBPSS 6.0. We have Mr. Kumarisan Alaki Subramaniam, Assistant Director of Curriculum Development Sector from Ministry of Education Malaysia. Thanks for joining us. Also, Ms. Tria Umbara from Kuat International Indonesia. Thanks for willing to be with us. Also, Dr. Apurva Barve from Maharashtra Knowledge Corporation Ltd, India. Thanks for joining us as well. And we also have experts from WWF Malaysia, which is Ms. Sugita Kanasilan, and also the organizing committee from Al-Mashhur Islamic Girls School, Green Educators Work Group Penang, and Malaysian National Commission from UNESCO. And distinguished guests, esteemed educators, dear participants from the world, thank you for joining. And good evening, everyone, and greetings from Malaysia. It's my great pleasure to welcome all of you to this year's International Best Practices Sharing Session 6.0 on Education for Sustainable Development. As Chairperson of Green Educators Work Group Penang, I'm truly honored to collaborate with Al-Mashhur Islamic Girls School to organize such an amazing program. I would like to also give thanks to UNESCO for willing to be with us to co-organize this program. This program is a platform to bring together passionate educators and students from various schools to share, learn, and grow together in our collective journey towards sustainability. Since its inception, IBPSS has been held annually every year, serving as a space for schools to exchange ideas, showcase their green efforts, and be inspired by the actions of others. However, this year is a special one, It marks our very first focus on education for sustainable development, which is ESD, aligning closely with global efforts to shape more conscious and responsible citizens. We are especially proud to embrace the concept of greening schools as initiated by UNESCO. Through this, we reaffirm our commitment not just as individual institution, but as part of the global SPNet at our UNESCO Associate Schools Network. Schools that are dedicated to building peace, sustainability, and intercultural understanding. This year, our focus is on Sustainable Development Goals 12 and 13, responsible consumption and production, and climate action. These are not just important, they are urgent. As we are facing increasing environmental challenges, we must begin to think bigger. When we talk about sustainability in schools today, we must not move beyond classroom, move beyond schools' walls, and even move beyond our national borders. Let us start seeing issues from a global perspective and solving them from wherever we are and with wherever we have. Not only that, we are also amazed with the work of all the participants from different schools and countries. We can see how your work influenced the community and people around them in such a holy month. We hope that this is not the end, but the beginning to make an even greater difference in sustainability in the future. And we have witnessed this through World Green Ramadan video competition. Every year, we are truly amazed by the dedication, creativity, and innovation shown by schools. And this year is no different. So let us take this opportunity to be inspired once again, to share, to learn, and to take back new ideas that we can adapt and apply in our own school and communities. Together, we can make a real difference through school and for the world. Thank you so much and wish all of you have a fruitful and energizing experience at IPPSS. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Jerome, for the wonderful speech.
For today's session, it is our great honor and privilege to extend a heartfelt welcome to the distinguished individuals who will be judges for today's event. Their expertise and experience are what will guide the outcome of this exciting occasion. We are truly fortunate to have with us a panel of judges who bring a wealth of knowledge and insight in their respective fields. Please join me in giving a warm round of applause as we welcome our esteemed judges. Mr. Kumarazan Anak Lelaki M. Subramaniam from the Ministry of Education, Malaysia. Mr. Tria Umbara from Kuala International, Indonesia. And Dr. Apurva Barve from Maharashtra Knowledge Corporation, Ltd, India. To this event, we are truly honored by your presence and we thank you for being here today.
For IBPS, For IBPSS 6.0, while we listen to the results, viewers, especially students, will have the opportunity to answer a quiz based on today's session. The quiz will be shared via QR code and is accessible in the chat box. So, stay engaged and get ready to answer some eco-friendly questions.
To get an international level e-certificate of participation, you must join us and score at least 60% by answering all the questions in the quiz given. So, please stay alert throughout the session as the quiz will be based on slides, videos, and presentation. Please listen attentively and try your best to answer the questions correctly.
The theme for IBPSS 6.0 are SDG 12, Responsible Consumption and Production, and SDG 13, Climate Action related projects.
Now, let us give a warm welcome and introduce the schools that will be sharing in today's webinar. They are Bridge to the World, RCE Tonggyong, SMK Jalan Damai, Sekolah Menengah Sains Muzaffar, SMKA Perempuan Al-Masyur, Sapporo KC High School, Sekolah Sri Putri, Dongwon High School, SMP Negeri 4 Tanjung, Fatima Central.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's move on to the highlight of the day, the student sharing session. Firstly, let's welcome the presenters from Bridge to the World RCE Tongyong. They will be sharing with us their best practices.
Please let us to use turn on the camera. Okay. Hello. We are Class 6 team from the 16 Bridge to the World program. Our team name, Has6, comes from a popular energy drink in Korea. Just like this drink represents passion and youth. Our team is energetic and wants to bring positive change. Our team our team has 5 members. Our team leader Park Chae-bin, 최민우, 장윤호, 권다희, 김한. We joined the program called Bridge to the World. This program is run by RC Tongyang and helps teenagers care more about local problems. It also gives us a chance to explore the world through trips. Our team went on a field trip to Malaysia and learned a lot. Our team's topic is how can teenagers fully use their things, throw them away properly, and live a more sustainable life. This topic is related to our daily lives. We choose it because we saw many students not finishing their items or not separating their trash correctly. Because of this, students who help with cleaning at school had to take the trash bag and clean dirty cans and plastic again. To find out if this problem happens in other schools too, we look at how 5 schools in Tongyang separate their trash. At Chungyar Girls High School, students collect trash in each class, but the environment helpers have to take this downstairs, separate it, and wash it. At Chungang Middle School, snack bags are all thrown into big bin and make it hard to separate it. At Dongwon High School, students throw trash into class bins and the helpers take it outside to separate. At Tongyang High School, students throw trash around the bins, which cause a bad smell. At Dongwon Middle School, there are no recycling bins in each class, so students just throw everything in one big bin. From this, we learn that many schools in Tongyang have trouble with recycling. 5 schools had the same problems is not enough bins and students don't care or don't help. We think the biggest reason are the lack of recycling bins and that students don't care much about separating trash. Also, based on reporting from the National Statistics Office, Tongyang produces about 104 tons of trash every day. That means each person in Tongyang makes about 2.3 kilograms of waste per day, which is more than other cities nearby. This made us want to learn more about Tongyang, so we start doing something.
From July 26 to 27, 2024, we explored Tongyang to learn more about our town. On October 2, we interviewed the manager of Beautiful Store, a social enterprise that takes donated items, sells them, and gives the money to people in need. We learned how important it is to use items and donate them instead of throwing them away. On November 16, we joined the big event for the Bridge to the World and learned our own rules. We show a presentation explaining how trash is thrown away and recycled. Then visitors took a quiz and received eco-friendly gifts. We want to help people understand recycling better and care more about it. At the same time, a documentary called Plastic People was shown, which talked about the dangers of plastic. After the movie, we presented our booth to the people who came to watch the film. On January 10, we visited the Tongyang Resource Center and did an interview. This is where all the city's trash intake on proceed. We found out that about 115 tons and 200 tons of trash are handled there every day. After the interview, we toured the center and learned how trash is collected and recycled. After all this activity, on February 27, we joined the final report event. There we try a new activity using detailed recycling bins, plastic only. We explain why separating plastic is important and shown people how to do it correctly. On April 5, at the Bongsko Cherry Blossom Festival, we run another booth. This time we encourage people to use reusable containers instead of disposed ones. At the festival, we share our experience and ask the visitor what they thought. Many said, I will try to use reusable containers instead of dispose. However, we saw that the festival still use a lot of disposable things like paper cups and food straw containers. So we plan to write an article suggesting a new recycling system for the whole festival. Even though the Bridge to the World program has ended, we are still working on new projects. Lastly, we will tell you about our future plan. We want to continue the detailed recycling bin project, not just for plastic and glass, but for other sophisticated items too. We will start this in school and later try it the community. We got this idea from Aussie, Tasmania in Australia and PSPK, which we visited during a study trip in Malaysia. You can see example of their bins in this picture of this presentation, like this. And we hope this project will help teenagers recycle better and separate their trash properly. Also, we want to make a booklet or infographic to share the sustainable ideas we learned during our journey. This way, we can keep sharing what we learned even after the trip is over. We will continue to look at Tongyang Town through the eyes of teenagers and make Tongyang more sustainable by taking small action every day. This is the ending of our presentation. Thank you for listening.
Thank you, presenters from Bridge to the World, RCE Tongyong. The presentation was amazing. Coming up, we would like to invite the presenters from SMK Jalan Damai to deliver their presentation.
Good day to everyone, and thank you for joining us today. Before we dive into today's presentation, I'd like to take a moment to introduce my fellow presenters. I'm Vaishnavi Suresh as BP1. BP2 will be Shamlin, and Catherine will be BP3. And we are representing SMK Jalandamai, Malaysia, presenting you our program titled Pre-Love to Reloved. And not forgetting to introduce our slogan, Pre-Love Finds, Relove Minds. What is Pre-Love Finds? Pre-Love Finds refers to second-hand items that were once loved, that could be loved again or used by someone else. Whereas Relove Minds refers to the change in perception of how we perceive and value things, as well as the idea of wanting brand new things. Therefore, our slogan's main aim is to help us appreciate, promote, and transform the idea of sustainability and help appreciate pre-loved goods with lots of love. Let me introduce you with our content of presentation, the flowchart of our program. Firstly, we identified the problems. Secondly, did we conduct the project? There are three parts to our project, which are the pre-collection, while collection, and post-collection. Thirdly, the impact. And lastly, not to forget the intervention. Now, Chamberlain will take it away.
Thanks, Vaishnavi. Hi there. How did we combat the problem? Firstly, the problem was identified. Secondly, a solution has been proposed. And the rationale of this program is to promote the reuse and recycling of items, thereby minimizing unnecessary waste and reducing the disposal of functional goods. Now, let's watch a video.
Sorry for interrupt. Please open your camera.
Please continue your presentation. Do you
Ladies and
guys have a
gentlemen,
problem?
in
Alright.
order to overcome the problem, the project
Can you turn on the camera, please? If can, you can continue. You guys can continue. It's okay. If you cannot turn on the camera, you can continue your presentation. Miss MK Jalan
BP2.
Damai, are you
BP2,
okay?
please continue. Please continue where you stopped.
Okay, yeah. You continue your presentation.
It's all right. Don't worry about the camera. Please continue like you were speaking earlier. Let's move on. It's all right. Don't worry about it. Just continue from where you stopped. BP2, please go on.
I'm so sorry, miss, but presenter 2, he's lagging. He's having an issue with his mic right now.
Okay.
Very sorry.
Oh, if like that, it's fine. The others can continue your presentation.
Perhaps other presenter from Jalan Damai, you all can just take over her script or his script to continue the presentation. Is that okay?
Vaish, you may continue.
While the pre-collection, the objective is to identify unused items at home, and the rationales are through the data collection, we can drive themes of items to be donated each week. We have also created a Google form to collect data from our school community.
Vaishnavi, sorry to interrupt. Can you move to the right slide? You are still on the first slide. Please go to the slide where you are speaking and then continue. Thank you. Perfect. Please go on.
The results of the data collection is we have collected 27.3% of toys and games, 18.2% of fashion and accessories, and 54.5% of books and stationeries. While collection, let's watch a video that concludes while collection.
Join us in the program of Free Love to
Real love.
Our school teachers have visited 3 learning centers, and to name them, Telaga IA Center, Raja Uda Learning Center, and Nagasari Learning Centers.
Thanks, Vaishnavi.
That
Hi
concludes
there.
my part of the presentation. Now I'll hand it over to Catherine. Over to you.
Thanks, Vaishnavi. Hi there. Let me take your attention to the impact of the project conducted. We tried to gather the thoughts, first, from participants who've joined the program, second, appreciation from receivers, and lastly, from the welfare organizations. Now, let's watch a video together.
What is the name of our program? Pre-love to Relove.
Excuse me, I think I got kicked out midway of my presentation. Now we shall move on to the intervention and closure of our program. Through the Pre-Love to Relove program, students donated usable items they no longer needed, promoting reuse and recycling while reducing waste and disposal of functional goods. Next, future improvements could include donating collected items to welfare organizations and offering them for sale to interested students, with proceeds channeled to the Green School Funds. In conclusion, we've explored Pre-Love to Relove. I hope this presentation has given you valuable insights about our project. The future of our world is in our hands. Let's make it count. Thank you for being a part of this presentation.
Thank you, presenters from SMK Jalan Damai. While we prepare for the next presenters, let us now announce the 5th phase of the World Green Ramadan Video Award competition. Participants of the webinar are also encouraged to answer the online quiz during this session. The 5th place of the World Green Ramadan Video Award competition goes to Melissa Lee Muhammad Firdausli from SMK Kampung Kasta, Malaysia. Congratulations! Now, let's watch the video.
Assalamualaikum and hello everyone. In today's video, I will be sharing about how to save our environment during Ramadan. You might think that it's hard, but actually in reality, it's as simple as ABC. Without further ado, let's head straight to the video. During Ramadan, there's a market called Bazaar where people make their own food and sell it to consumers to be eaten during iftar. If you notice, majority of the sellers at Bazaar uses plastic containers, plastic straws, and many other not so eco-friendly material. In this situation, we can seize the opportunity and use our reusable containers. We are also encouraged to buy the perfect amount of food so that we will be able to finish it. But if you happen to have some leftovers, remember that you can always share it with your friends, or you can even make compost with it. By doing this, we get to avoid food waste and also greenhouse gas emission. Apart from that, we can also save water during Ramadan. What does saving water have to do with Ramadan? You might be wondering. Well, during Ramadan, Muslims pray more. And before we pray, we must take wudu. And when we're taking wudu, instead of turning the water pipe all the way up, we can always turn it low so that we can avoid wasting water. Furthermore, during Ramadan, some of us are already decorating our houses with ideal feature decorations. Well, here's a pro tip. Instead of buying those expensive decorations, how about we make our own decorations? How? By using recyclable items like boxes, papers, aluminum tins, and so many more. With that, we get to make our own eco-friendly decoration. I hope that you learned a thing or two from this video. And let's do our best to save our planet. Remember, this is our only planet that we live in. Thank you and bye-bye!
Wow, wasn't that interesting? Let's get our ideas a new fresh perspective.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome Sekolah Menengah Sains Muzaffar.
Assalamualaikum and a very good morning and a very good afternoon to everyone. Today, we from Sekolah Menengah Sains Muzaffar will be presenting about our own green practices. So what are green practices? They are actions that we can take to reduce the negative impacts we have on the environment. Things like recycling, using clean energy, and reducing waste are all parts of it. But why are these practices so important? For the environment, they help to reduce pollution and greenhouse gas emissions, such as carbon dioxide and ozone. For our own health, it lowers the risk of environmental-related diseases, which includes lung cancer and asthma. And for our economy, it helps to save costs and create new job opportunities, such as solar panel installment. I now pass on to Mia to continue our presentation.
Thank you, Hadif, for a wonderful introduction. At Mosaic, we don't just learn about sustainability, we practice it. First, we recycle tin cans with the help of the Zhu Chi Recycling Center in Batu Berendam. As you all know, problems with tin cans are metallic waste that can lead up to soil and waste contamination. Instead of throwing cans into landfills, we sort and recycle them. Magnets separate steel while aluminum is sorted differently. The metals are melted down and reused to create things like car parts, appliances, and even new cans. This helps reduce pollution, conserve energy, and raise awareness in our school community. Our school Mosaic takes a huge part in recycling. With that, we prepare tin baskets around the school. The places where we provide tin baskets are our school stalls, canteen, and dining hall, and also every floor for our dormitory. These baskets are then collected by our 3R prefects by the end of the day. This initiative by Mosaic is to collect tin waste so that it can be sent to the recycling center like the Suchi Recycling Center in Batu Berendam, Malacca, and earn from their waste products. Secondly, we recycle used cooking oil through the Masjid Tanah Collection Center. As we all know, problems with cooking oil are water pollution, clogged drains, and soil damage. Just 1 liter of cooking oil can pollute up to 1 million liters of water. Recycling it helps keeps our water clean and can be turned into biofuel. Looking at statistics, canteens uses up to 11 liters per day. With this, our initiative in green practices is saving up a whole 2 weeks of cooking oil and recycling it to the Masjid Tanah Collection Center. This program even rewards us with cash once we've done our part to the environment. It's a win-win situation, right? Third, our school uses solar power. As we all know, solar panels convert sunlight into electricity without any pollution. Once installed, they reduce our electricity bills and require very little maintenance. It's a great step in reducing our carbon footprint and switching to renewable energy. This picture shows our school solar panel and its generator. In this picture, if we zoom in a little bit, we installed 80 solar panels. It shows that our solar panel produced a total of 738 watts, which is also about 50,000 megawatts each day. So we produce 50,000 megawatts each day. Now, our electricity bills will be deducted by how much our solar panel produced in a month. This plays a huge difference, especially because we're a boarding school that constantly use electricity day and night.
Okay, so thank you, Mia. Another impactful initiative at Mosaic is our interactive environmental areas. These are spaces designed to encourage hands-on learning, so students and visitors can explore recycling, plant trees, play educational games, and even take part in art-based climate action. When people interact with something, they form a deeper connection. These areas promote sustainability in a fun, engaging way. As you all can see, on this page, there is a wheel where students will play the wheel and do things they can. Among the things on the wheel are watering trees, pick up dead leaves, pick up trash, and so on.
This can further increase green practices among students. There are also benches where students can enjoy the beauty of the clean and comfortable environment. These interactive sites really meets the criteria that can be used as a place for students to relieve stress. Besides, they can also learn about the name of the plants because we provide tagging for each plant. On these interactive sites, we provide a place to plant food waste that can provide nutrients to be used as fertilizer. For example, fruit paste. By planting fruit paste, they will dispose of with the soil. So the trees will get a lot of nutrients. For you guys' information, in our dormitory, there is a big bin that we use to put clothes that are not cleaned by students. Every month, the clothes will be collected and thrown away. So instead of just throwing the clothes away, we took the initiative to provide a clothes recycling place on the interactive site. As a result of these clothes, we will send them to clothes recycling places like SW Corp Malacca. This will not only reduce the amount of clothes that are thrown away, it will also generate income for the school. As I said earlier, we usually send it to SW Corp, right? And one of the SW Corp's initiatives is to make the clothes into bags. Isn't that a great idea? Not only that, we also divide the duties of each house team to participate in maintaining this interactive site. With this, they will be more exposed to practices and that involve the environment. So, what impact have these green practices made? Educationally, they teach us about waste management, clean energy, and the circular economy. Environmentally, they reduce emissions, promote biodiversity, and encourage eco-friendly habits like recycling and tree planting. Socially, they foster a culture of responsibility and awareness among students. In conclusion, our efforts at methods like recycling, using solar power, and creating interactive learning spaces are small steps with a big impact. They support Sustainable Development Goals 12 and 13, responsible consumption and climate action. So let's continue this effort, lead by example, and inspire others to join us in building a cleaner, greener world. Thank you.
Thank you, Sekolah Menengah Sains Muzaffar Shah, for your insightful presentation. It's wonderful to see that you guys are doing great things for our environment. Moving forward, let us listen to a sharing from SMKA Perempuan Al-Masyur.
Assalamualaikum and hello everyone. Something simple but with a big impact. Before we dive into the rest of our project, we'd like to start by sharing one of the very few steps we took. It all began when we looked at the amount of waste, especially food waste, being thrown away almost every single day. That's when the idea for our Trash Farmers Rise of the Rethinkers was born.
Let's start by talking about one of our main initiatives, the Organic Compost Project, which plays a big role in supporting SDG 12, responsible consumption and production. To tackle waste at our school and promote sustainability, we started by focusing on organic waste, this kind of waste that can naturally break down and return to the earth. What do we collect? We collect leftover food, fruit peels, vegetable scraps, and dried leaves. It all comes from our school canteen and garden. These are the things we often throw away without a second thought, but they actually have value. Now, here's how our process works. We've kept it simple and doable so that anyone can follow it. Instead of buying something new, we use plastic bottles from our school's recycling corner. This is our compost bin. It looks small but powerful. We gather organic waste regularly from two main places, the canteen and the school garden. Every peel,
Leaf and scrap adds up to something useful. We layer the materials inside the bottle by balancing wet and dry waste. We mix it occasionally so it breaks down properly. Once it's ready, we don't just let it sit. Instead, we use it in our very own school garden. And here's the cool part. Some of our plants are irregular pots. They're growing in plastic bottles we collected from recycling corners in each class and the teacher's lounge. This takes approximately 1 to 2 months with good compost for the plant to grow and fully flourish. We monitored it weekly, making sure the balance of green and brown waste was just right. We mix it occasionally to allow airflow. In just 4 to 8 weeks, our compost was ready. It looks rich, dark, and full of nutrients. The process is completely natural, chemical-free, and environmentally friendly. Instead of replanting everything, we used our homemade compost to strengthen the plants we already had. And in just a few weeks, we saw amazing results. It's a simple way to show that even without starting from scratch, we can still make a big sustainable impact. So this one simple system helps us reduce food waste, recycle plastics, create our own fertilizer, and grow something beautiful. It is all within our school.
In 2024, our school produced a significant amount of food waste, particularly from the canteen. So, to tackle this issue, we implemented our compost flow project, which led to a remarkable 40% decrease in food waste by the year 2025. As shown in the chart, food waste production dropped sharply, highlighting the positive impact of our sustainability efforts. This successful outcome encouraged the school community to continue adopting eco-friendly practices and inspire new initiatives to further reduce waste in the future.
In our garden, we have chosen to focus on one of the most effective and beneficial plants, the lime tree. It is easy to grow, rich in nutrients, and very useful in everyday life. We have harvested limes and packed them to be sold as an additional source of funds for our school. As you can see in this photo, this was our previous packaging method using plastic boxes. While convenient, we later realized that these boxes are not recyclable and don't align with the core values of SDG 12. So, we made a change. We have now replaced plastic packaging with biodegradable bags, which we have started producing ourselves. These bags are made using the packaging of A4 paper collected from every class and the teacher's lunch, especially the ones that's been overlooked and thrown away. With this method, not only are we reducing plastic waste, but we are also giving so-called useless A4 packaging a second life, turning it into useful benefit that supports our small school business. This journey has taught us that sustainability is not about being perfect, it's about getting better step by step. We started with plastic, and now we have moved to biodegradable solutions. We have gone from waste to growth, from leftovers to a living lime tree, and now from packaging to purpose. This is how we apply SDG 12 in our daily routine, and we are proud to keep improving.
Last month was Ramadan, a time for reflection, giving, and community. At our school, we took this opportunity to turn these values into action to a project that aligns with SDG 12. We packed clean drinking water in bamboo containers and prepared meals in biodegradable food boxes and gave them to the locals for iftar, the meal to break their fast. This also helped reduce hunger, which is SDG 2, Zero Hunger. We also participated in a global campaign called World Green Ramadan, where students were encouraged to observe and reflect on the environmental impact of Ramadan activities. In this video, you see some of our students and teachers got together to give out meals that are packed in biodegradable food boxes, as well as drinks that are packed into bamboo containers, just like I mentioned earlier, to the locals for iftar to minimize waste management. Through this, we learn how even festive celebrations can become more sustainable when we're mindful of our choices. Ramadan isn't just about fasting, it's about being thoughtful and giving. And by making it a green Ramadan, we showed how easy it is to combine faith, community, and sustainability in one meaningful effort.
Earlier, we mentioned how we grow our plants in plastic bottles, but you might be wondering, what happens to all the bottle lids? We don't want to throw them away. I mean, it's called a waste management for a reason, right? So here comes a project we've been working on for the past few months. We noticed a common issue at our school. The walkway between the mosque and school building is very dark at night. Many students, especially those staying in hostels, walk through this path after prayers to attend night study sessions. The lack of light could lead to unwanted incidents or injuries. So we came up with a solution, the cap glow, a walkway light made using LED lights surrounded by colorful bottle caps. At the center, there's a small LED light and around it water lids were collected. We arranged and fixed to create a protective and decorative outer layer. We hang these lights along the walkway, adding not just for safety, but also a touch of creativity and color to the school environment. Kepler isn't just a cool invention. It's a real example of how we can turn waste into something meaningful. It solves a real problem, reduces waste, and improves the everyday life of students. One bottle lid may not seem like much, but when we put them together with a purpose, they light up the way.
All in all, this entire journey can be beautifully captured as a cycle, a continuous loop of action, awareness, and impact. Our journey began with something simple, waste. Instead of throwing it away, we turned organic waste into compost to grow plants in our school garden. From that garden, we grew lime trees and used the harvest to support our school by selling the limes. At first, we used plastic packaging, but realizing the impact, we shifted to biodegradable bags made from used A4 packaging collected from each class and teacher's lunch. And finally, what about the bottle lids from our planting project? We didn't throw them away either. We used them to build Cap Glow, a light that helps students safely walk at night. From waste to growth to giving to safety, every part of our project is connected. This is our cycle of sustainability. This is how we bring SDG 12 to life.
For me, this project definitely opened my eyes to how much waste we produce without even realizing it. I believe this project is a step forward in making our school more eco-friendly and creative at the same time.
What I really love is how it brought us together, students and teachers, to make a real difference. And before we end, we'd like to remind you of the slogan that guides our journey.
We don't waste, we reimagine. Thank you.
Thank you, presenters from SMKA Perempuan Almasyo. While we prepare for the next presenters,
Can I have a quick question for this presentation, please?
yes, sure.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for the great presentation. I just have a quick question about the graph that you showed. Can you go back to the slide, please? Where you have compared the food waste from 2024 and 2025. Can you go back to the graph, please? Yeah, just go back. So in your graph, you showed 2024 had a very high amount of waste, and in 2025 it is lower. But 2025 we have only completed 4 months, right? So what is the graph showing? Is it the per day waste? Is it the per month waste? Or is it the total waste for 2024 and 2025?
That is actually showing the waste difference between 2024 to 25. So it took almost a year. Even though our compost project the initiatives of the compost project took around few months, but we started the compost project on the early year of 2025. Is that?
Yes, I understand that.
Yeah.
Thank you. But in your graph, is it the total waste that you generated in the whole of 2024 and the total waste that you have generated in the whole of 2025 so far? Is it that, or is it per month or per week or per day or something like that? Because obviously, yeah, go on.
It's the one that you mentioned earlier. So far of the
which is it?
2024 and 25.
Okay, but then if you count all 12 months of 2024 and only 4 months of 2025, obviously 2025 will be less, right? Because we have not finished. So you know you don't know if you have been able to reduce the waste or not.
That's true. That's true. Exactly, that's true. But we actually did a close what do you call it? Like a interception where during 2024, even though 2025 hasn't ended yet, but during 2024, like the months of 2024, when we compared, just say now is April. When we compared during 2024 April, the waste was small. But now, since we have implemented our Compose 4 project, this April we have managed to reduce it. Is that understandable?
Yes, very nice.
Okay.
And that is exactly what I was trying to suggest to you, that when you show a graph, you should show it in per month. So
Okay,
for
that's
one,
behalf on
because
our fault.
yeah,
I'm really sorry about that.
it's just a suggestion. No, don't be sorry for it. It's just
Okay.
it's a part of learning, right? Yeah. So it's just a suggestion that if you compare 12 months of 2024 and 4 months of 2025, it's not the right comparison.
Yeah.
But if you
exactly.
compare just 1 month of 2024 with 1 month of 2025, and then in that you show that say January of 24 and January of 25, there is a difference, or April of 24 and April of 25, there's a difference, then your impact is much more, right? So
Yep,
that was
exactly.
just a suggestion. Thank you. Thank you
Okay,
so much.
thank you. Thank you for the question.
Thank you, presenters from SMKA Perempuan Almasyo. While we prepare for the next presenters, let us now announce the 4th place of the World Green Ramadan Video Award competition. Participants of the webinar are also encouraged to answer the online quiz during this session. 4th place of the World Green Ramadan Video Award competition goes to Kavinashri Anak Perempuan Ramadevan from SMK Convent Butterworth, Malaysia. Congratulations. Now, let's watch the video.
Hi guys, I'm Karnasi Damadevin from the School of SMK Convent Butterworth. In this video, I'm going to be talking about food waste and ways to overcome it. According to this bar chart, there is more than 2,000 tons of food wastage in schools of Malaysia, and according to this bar chart, there are more than 3 million tons of food being wasted in homes of Malaysia. And this is the most ridiculous one. And let me tell you why. It is because just for a month, there are more than 70,000 tons of food being wasted in the bazaars. I'll go there, give out some pamphlets and surveys to the customers and sellers. Let's go!
How was it? I know you're from Convert. Oh, yeah. Can we have like your content to like?
We have just finished giving out the pamphlets and now we're going to ask the sellers on how to dispose the oil.
Okay. On your mic Okay.
Selamat petang Kak, kami dari SMK Convent. So hari ni kami nak tanya apa Kak buat dengan minyak berlebihan itu? Minyak ni Kakak akan jual Terima kasih.
Kalau ada profit, orang lain yang menggantikan dia.
Having 2 separate dustbins at home helps managing food waste more effectively. One for compostable waste and the other for non-compostable waste. It saves money and conserves resources.
Wow, that was great. Let's get inspired with these ideas.
Now, let's hear from the presenters from Sapporo KC High School.
Is it she now?
Yes.
Okay, let's start. Hello everyone, I'm Yoshikawa from Sapporo Keisei High School in Japan, and our team is to solve many plastic pollution with cows more than now. This phrase is a play on words, combining the word meaning more and moo, the sound of the cow. Before diving into our research, I'd like to ask you, have you ever read article that say about 8 million tons of plastic are released into the ocean every year? It's shocking number at its sadly, but it's not fiction. This has already led to the formation of large plastic island in the Pacific Ocean, damaging marine ecosystem and threatening biodiversity. We think that mass production and single-use plastic are serious matter, so we decided to conduct experiment to improve this problem. Therefore, we sought to make plastic substitution made from casing and research and how to improve the strength casing plastic. Now I will present what we did and learn from our outcome. First of all, I will explain about the casing plastic. Casing is the main protein contained in milk and the raw material for cheese. It's a component that's solidified and precipitated when acid is added to milk. And also, casing plastic is a biodegradable, so it's a type of a bioplastic. Actually, it was used in the past, but it was just very short term before petroleum-based plastic became popular. Since the research period was only about 6 months and there was not much time available for research, we decided to make casing plastic focusing only on temperature. Okay. First, heat A in an increment interval of 1 degree Celsius with temperature as a parameter. Second, when the temperature reaches the desired temperature, turn a gas burner off and then add B into A. Last, filter what was made with number 2 and let them dry naturally for a week or 2 weeks. When we first started making casing plastic, the casing plastic we made at first was very weak and broke easily, and it was not useful unless we could make it stronger. Over and over again, making casing plastic, we thought about different conditions such as temperature, drying time, and additives to find ways to improve its strength. And look at the table. The number in this table represents the casing plastic we made, and the circle and the cross mark indicated whether it was cracked or not after being weighted. Number 1 and number 2 were made at 18 degrees Celsius, and number 3 to 6 at 17 degrees Celsius, and number 7 and 8 at 60 degrees. And also even numbers are made with a silicon cup size of number 9, and odd numbers are made with a silicon cup size of number 8. And look at the picture. The top one is a size 8, and the other one is a size 2. It may be a little hard to tell in this picture, but the difference is only a size. And as for number 8, it was cracked before the strength test was conducted, so we left it blank in the sense that it was not done. What we are wondering here is why the results are different between number 3 and 4 and 5 and 6. Even though 3 to 6 were made at the same temperature of 70 degrees Celsius, and we're looking back at our notes, we thought that after filtration, the acetic acid was rinsed or with filter and dehydrated with gauze, but we thought that 3 and 4 may not have done that properly. Therefore, we concluded that the appropriate temperature for strengthening casing plastic is we concluded that the appropriate temperature for strengthening casing plastic is 70 degrees to 80 degrees, and that moisture prevents the plastic from gaining strength in the molding process. Through this research, we learned that small changes in the condition like temperature and moisture can make a big difference in the strength of casing plastic. It reminds us that even small things, when taken serious and improved step by step, can become powerful tool to address large problems. Also, our casing plastic isn't strong enough to replace all plastic yet. We believe that our work is just the beginning. In the future, with more time and collaboration, the kind of eco-friendly plastic could become more practical and widely used. Lastly, I want to say this: plastic pollution is a global issue, but the solution can start small, even with a cup of milk, and maybe with a moo. Thank you very much for listening. Thank you.
Could I have a quick question again? Very quick one, if I may.
Yeah, go
Thank you
on.
very much. Yeah. Thank you so much for your presentation. And I must say that this was a very, very innovative idea of actually trying to make a product which is very different from many of the other ideas that we have seen so far. So congratulations, many congratulations on that very good idea that you executed. Two very quick questions. One, what have you tried to make? Have you tried to make anything with your case in plastic now that you have finished standardizing the process of making this plastic with different temperatures and so on? Did you try to make some product? And my second question is that your raw material for the plastic is casein, which comes from milk, right? So if you want to make casein plastic in very large quantities, like the quantities that you use normal plastic, then you will need a lot of milk, and milk itself will come from cows, which also can cause a lot of pollution and release greenhouse gases, as you know. So do you have some comparison between the environmental impact of producing enough milk to make casein plastic, and of the greenhouse impact of the regular plastic, same amount as say 1 kilogram of casein plastic and 1 kilogram of regular plastic. Do you have some comparison of the greenhouse impact of these?
Sorry, I don't have an idea for your questions, so I can answer it. Sorry.
Did you understand my question? The first one should be easy. Did you make some product out of it yet? What is your next step?
Sorry, I can't understand yet.
Have you made any product out of your casein plastic?
Not yet.
What is your plan for it? What is the plan?
And so we thought this casein plastic is how can I say sorry, just a moment.
Sure, take your time. It's not an exam, don't worry. It's just my curiosity because I really liked your product. I want to know more about it.
So I said the mass production and single-use plastic serious matter as in the marine and it caused marine plastic pollution. Right. And I said plastic large plastic island is in the Pacific Ocean.
Yeah.
And, so we think casein plastic is biodegradable. So
okay.
It help to improve marine plastic.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, presenter from Sapporo KC High School. It's very impressive to learn from your wonderful sharing. Up next, we bring to you Scholar Sri Putri to present.
Hold on, let us give us a second to present. We'll be starting our presentation in 3, 2, 1. Thank you, Master of Ceremony, distinguished guests, esteemed judges, ladies and gentlemen. Assalamualaikum and good afternoon to every change makers present in this session today. As we delve into the International Best Practice Sharing Session, Ibpss, it is our utmost honor and privilege to be amongst you today. Now let's get started. We are from Scholar Sri Putri, Sriwijaya, located 30 kilometers away from Kuala Lumpur. For your information, we have been recognized as a School of Global Excellence, obtained a global recognition as an Upper Distinguished School, and we are one of the Associated School Project Network for UNESCO. Our team consists of our excellent advisor, Dr. Azahida and Taha, I myself, Rania, and my amazing teammates, Bella and Mariam.
So what's about SDG 12 and SDG 13?
Well, Bella, SDG 12 promotes sustainable use of resources, reducing waste, and encouraging eco-friendly production and consumption patterns to protect the planet.
That's wonderful. How about SDG 13, Rania?
All right, Bella, we all are aware of climate change, right? But here we are, standing on the sidelines, unsure of what to do. Well, SDG 13 ensures that immediate action is taken to pave a path towards change right here, right now. I second that, Rania. Taking action now, no matter how small, is still a contribution in improving the environment. Now, without further ado, let's see what we've done that proves SSP acts locally but thinks globally. We have identified 16 main sustainability practices and 2 special practices that our school has successfully catered, shown here. Now let's hear from you, Mariam. First and foremost, our first practice is energy saving.
Under this project, we utilize the use of energy-saving bulbs and HVLS fans as a cheaper and more sustainable alternative as opposed to traditional air conditioners and fluorescent lights. This practice is in relation with SDG 12, responsible consumption and production.
Wow, what a great solution!
Moving on to practice 2, in alignment of SDG 12, students gather around to play their part in SSP's annual recycling of old papers and other related items. The money gained is then used to feed the community of rabbits and chickens that linger around the school's workshop.
Meow, what about me?
Don't worry. For the stray cats who have found home in SSP, they are taken in and sent to Majlis Pemandaran Sepang, MPS, for professional assistance.
Talking recycling, we also have upcycling.
Huh? What's that?
Upcycling is to recycle products into products that are of higher value. For example, reforming a simple box into a flood emergency kit as seen in the slides. You know, Rania, is it only the teachers and students that are practicing these kinds of things?
Now that you ask, Bella, most people think that such practices are only carried out by the students and teachers, but no, our cafeteria has also been practicing sustainability. We have interviewed them, and first, they have told us that they reuse their cooking oil, but not in the way you think. They reuse it for other needs, such as to be used as star oil. Second, they also segregate the rubbish into 2 categories, which are plastics and non-plastics. The plastics then will be stored in a small warehouse and will be picked up by a supplier to a recycle center weekly. And they usually pick the plastics up early in the morning. It's quite dark, don't you think?
Yeah, that's why our school installed these solar lights. SSP's dining hall is well equipped with the installation of solar lights, so the frequently used area around our musola is well lit. The use of solar energy to save electricity is in relation to SDG 12.
I've seen it. That's very bright.
Onwards to practice 6, SSP arranges the service of chartered buses for those living by the northern and southern coast. Carpooling is also a common practice among teachers and their children, which perpetually reduces carbon emissions and sound pollution.
There must be a lot of people in the car.
Speaking of a lot of people, here at SSP, our dining hall serves 5 meals daily to up to 800 students per day with all kinds of preferences. That's why our dining hall has adapted to green practices. Our supplier, Street and Nutmart, is a certified green practitioner, which is in relation with SG12, responsible consumption. Talking about this making me hungry.
We can eat later. It's my turn now. Next up, to cultivate sustainability amongst our students, the school organizes an annual SDG-based showcase that goes by International Creative Creators Playground at SSP. This showcase is separated into 2 categories, short film and digital animation based on the SDGs. This practice garners awareness among students about vitality of SDGs, not only in our school, but also across Asia, such as Thailand, Indonesia, the Philippines, and India.
Not only that, our school has also greatly encouraged students' participation in SDG and SD-based competition. First of all, we have organized the school Screen Portrait Innovation Carnival, in which I myself have participated as a presenter, and this is another participant's entry. Next up, we have also been awarded as the champion in the 3rd ICCP at SSP Digital Animation. We have also been awarded as the champion for the recycled model design on river cleaning. And last up, we have also participated in the silent short video competition under UNESCO Jakarta, in which we have been announced as the first runner-up. Our dining hall has also catered to sustainability, as food leftovers will be sent to poultry feed, specifically chickens. They will be put in plastic bags at the back of the hall, and on every morning, the supplier will come and take it to their chicken farm.
Moving on to practice 11, SSP is home to almost 1,000 people from students, teachers, and staff. Hence, we took our part in creating a sustainable campus infrastructure with the usage of DDIT Digital Integrated System. The DDIS helps immensely in keeping the school grounds clean. Students who actively participate in cleaning up areas in the school will be rewarded with merit through the system. On the other hand, students who are caught littering will instead be demerited.
With numerous species of plants around the school ground, a team we call Hangkabun was formed to overcome mosquito breeding and manage our numerous plants and flowers.
Hey, look at that flower, it's so beautiful.
As an Apple Distinguished School, every student here owns an iPad. Thus, the students optimize it to their advantage. In this slide, we can see students using their airdrop function to hand out digital handouts instead of paper ones.
Yeah, that's true. I now do my physics exercises on my iPad.
Here we can see our world-acclaimed orchestra band using digital versions of their score sheets. These two practices can single-handedly reduce the usage of paper.
And leading the practice 14, we also have Gotong Royong Madani, which involves the whole school community, including parents and alumni, and the school spring cleaning. Not only that, we all work together to manage the school grounds. The alumni taught us about herbs and helped us clean our garden. Not only that, they even donated fertilizers. With this, we can manage our gardens on our own.
And for our less sustainable practice, we have carried out a distinctive activity that did wonders for our environment and community. What we did is that we have visited indigenous communities in SK Sungai Melut in Sepang and educated them about the vitality of the environment and ways to live sustainably. We have also carried out the environmental abatement activity to ensure comfort and security of these communities. Now, this activity is very significant because not only did these students actually get a hold on how important the environment and education is, it also eliminates the stigma that indigenous communities only exist in East Malaysia.
Wait, I feel like we're forgetting something.
True, but I can't figure it out either.
This is the moment we've all been waiting for.
Our
Ramadan
special
practices. Last but foremost, our special practices which we have done during Ramadan. We have two special practices. The first is our students' visit to Al Fikriya Elderly Care Center, where our students merely converse with the elderly. They go to Royong to sparkle up the center and prepare the iftar. And for our last one, our dining hall and school cafeteria collaborated to segregate food waste and plastic waste after iftar. As you can see here, one trash bin is designated for food leftovers and the other one is designated for plastic waste.
How sustainable!
Hey, that's a picture of us!
And that's all from Sekolah Sri Putri. Before we say goodbye, we hereby stand with what Ibpss has been advocating. We believe that by utilizing educational platforms for sustainable development, we can mold future innovative leaders that can shape a more sustainable earth. To do that, we must act local, think global. We would also like to thank the Ibpss committee and everyone involved for giving us this golden opportunity to represent our beloved school and country. Thank you for your kind attention.
Hope you enjoy!
What a delightful presentation. Thank you, Sekolah Sri Putri, for that presentation. That was a very creative innovation. While we prepare for the next presenters, let us now announce the third place of the World Great Ramadan Video Award Competition. Participants of the webinar are also encouraged to answer the online quiz during the session. Third place of the World Great Ramadan Video Award Competition goes to Kuah Jensen from Han Chiang High School, Malaysia. Congratulations! Now, let's watch the video.
Hi everyone, I'm Kuah Jensen from Penang, Malaysia. I study in Han Chiang Private High School. Hope you guys enjoy my video. The sustainability problems I'm taking is climate change, especially the release of carbon dioxide, which cause global warming and greenhouse effect. It directly causes significant disruption to weather, rising sea levels, ecosystems, disruption, and many more. Now I'm practicing energy saving in mosques.
My name is Ahmad. Hello, what's your name?
My name is Jensen.
Jensen. Hello, Jensen. Okay.
In your opinion, do you know how to save energy in mosques?
Yeah, definitely. We can use the opportunity, like the daylight we have in Malaysia. We can put the roof, and then we can use natural lighting so that we don't need to use that much of electrical energy. And besides that, we can plant a tree here to balance out the ecosystem.
Hi Peter, can you tell me about this?
Yeah, this is actually our evaluation center, which is why we will take our evaluation here. We don't have to use the tap water that much. So this is what we call the water recycling method, whereby we will collect all the water and we use it when we need it. Okay. So we don't have to turn on the tap water every time, right? Yeah, so it's kind of like a water saving.
Okay.
Hi Peter, is this the natural sunlighting in the mosque?
Yes, you're right. This is we can maximize the use of natural light in the day so that we can conserve our electricity.
Wow, it looks like like this most have participate the program penanaman 1 juta pokok dalam sehari di Pulau Pinang. Wow, it looks like they plant a lot of trees to reduce the carbon in this area. Wow, over here they also plant hibiscus. What is hibiscus? In Malaysia, we call bunga raya. And this is the national flower of Malaysia. And also, in this mosque, there's a natural sunlight and ceiling fan too. Now I'm saving energy in household. In my household, we use 5-star electrical appliances to save electricity. We need to make sure the load is full before we start the washing machine. Then I will click the start button. I'll choose the speed wash and go. I choose this speed wash button because it can save the washing time, save water, and save electricity. We need to switch off the electrical appliances when it's not in use. While cooking, we'll use the lid to cover the pots because it can reduce the cooking time. I use LED lights. The most energy saving temperature is 4 to 5 degrees. And the freezer will be -15. We can install solar panels on the rooftop because we can save money and save electricity bills. I gained many knowledge and experience in this World Green Ramadan 2025 project. Through these practices, I learned how to save energy in mosques and households, in conserve and preserve our environment. I would like to change the behavior in daily life, such as lighting usage, energy appliances, and water conservation, smart energy monitoring, and many more. Let's start practicing sustainability during Ramadan and beyond. I can do it. What about you?
Wow, what an amazing video. Let us fuel our creativity with these ideas.
Moving on, we have the presenters from
No, no.
Dongwon High School.
Hello, everyone. We are Dongwon High School. It's working under the topic Action for Tomorrow, and we would like to introduce to our project, the Journey of Water and Courage project. So I am Yun Seok, a student at Dongwon High School. Today, I'm going to introduce a project called the Journey of Water. The Journey of Waters is a media-based exhibition booth designed to highlight the vital role of oceans and the environment in our everyday lives. The project was named the Journey of Water to emphasize the importance of the ocean, as water is the very element that forms and sustains it. The project, The Journey of Water, was held 4 times throughout the year 2024, and each of the 4 booths told a different story. This is the poster I used to promote each booth. I was able to attract students' interest by labeling the characteristics of each booth. Through each of these stories, we were able to realize that there are many different ways the ocean can be polluted, and we also came to understand the importance of the sea. Now, let me introduce the context of each booth. The first booth used traditional Korean folktales related to the sea to raise awareness about the seriousness of marine pollution. The picture on the left is the first booth activity photo. This scene shows students experiencing the booth where the king of the sea from a traditional Korean folktales is raising awareness about the seriousness of environmental issues. The second booth was set against the backdrop of the deep sea and aimed to highlight the seriousness of water pollution caused by detergents and soap. The third booth began on land and focused on the destruction of marine ecosystems, as well as the overfishing and poaching of marine animals. The final booth incorporated fairy tale elements to convey the issue of ocean pollution caused by marine litter. The photo in the bottom right shows students who have experienced the fourth booth writing down their reflection and future commitment. Among the many notes written by the students, the most memorable comment was, "I feel like I've taken one step closer to understanding the environment through this booth. It still lingers in my mind." During the operation of the booth, recycled waste, a beam projector, and discarded banners were used to create the booth space. Students also took on individual roles and performed as part of the presentation. The photo below shows a space created using discarded banners and a beam projector. The banners are used as a substitute for partition walls, while the beam projector adds a sense of liveliness to the space. All of these scenarios and booths were planned and created through the voluntary and proactive efforts of the students. The photo on the left was taken while we were planning the booth ourselves. It shows the process of developing our ideas through group discussion. Not only that season, but it actually took nearly 10 rounds of meetings to finally bring the booth to life. As the project was carried out at school, all the students showed interest in our booth and participated in the experiences. This activity later became an opportunity for students not only to raise awareness about marine environmental but also to take action. Over the past year, through 4 different booths, we were able to share with not only the entire student body of thought, but also with visitors from outside how important water and the ocean are to us. Each time a booth came to an end, we were left not only with lingering emotions, but also with a deep sense of pride. Moving forward, I hope to continue working so that even just one more person can develop a sense of global citizenship. Thank you for listening.
Hi, I'm Eunbin, who will present about the Courage projects. In the 용기내 project, the word 용기 has two meanings. In Korean, it means both container and courage. We carried out the Courage project at our school, Star Forest, and during UNESCO week at school. When we carried out the project at Star Forest, we aimed to prevent waste by encouraging participants to bring their own tumblers. In return, we offered ice from drink Additionally, we created a fun activity where participants could place rice cake on pops like snack, which are shaped like small plates. At school, we created an environmental week, which included World Environmental Day on June 5th. On this day, we made an announcement encouraging students to bring their own tumbler in exchange for funding. We also set up a booth where students could easily participate on their way back to class after lunch. During UNESCO week, we handed out popcorn, but not in a regular way. Instead, we gave it to students who either brought their own container made out of paper or who brought their own containers separately. It was possible to bring it in various shapes, not necessarily in box shape, just like in the picture. Through this activity, I have come to better understand the pain our Earth is experiencing and run small way to help the planet. Among them, use a tumbler is something I personally practice, and it's a method that many people are already using. I hope that just like this, more ways to protect the Earth will continue to grow so that our planet can become a little healthier. Thank you.
Thank you, presenters from Dongwon High School. What an excellent share.
Coming up, we would like to invite the presenters from SMP Negeri 4 Tanjung to deliver their presentation.
Udah. Oke. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Honorable the juries, honorable the hosts, honorable the committees, and all participants in International Best Practice Sharing Season 6.0 2025. Before we starting our presentation today, let me introduce ourselves. First, my name is Mahdi. I am the presenter 1.
And I am Rifatul Askia as presenter 2.
And I am Daniel Syaputra Balado as presenter 3.
Okay, we go on presentation. The title of our presentation is Trash Bank Management SMP Negeri 4 Tanjung, Tabalong Regency, South Kalimantan, Indonesia. We have some activities before learning. There is a religious activities at 7:30 to 7:50 a.m. All Muslim students go to Musola to perform worship in the form reading Asmaul Husna, Salawat, and praying Duha praying in congregation. For non-Muslim, also doing religion activities and special room. SMP Negeri 4 Tanjung has a 434 students. With that number, students contribute an average of 0.5 kilogram of waste per day per student. So that's in a month or 25 days, it is 12.5 kilogram per student. If multiplied by the number of students, 434 is 5,425 kilogram per month. If in a year on or 11 months, it is 59,675 kilogram waste. In this data is a serious problem for the school environment, which certainly has a bad impact on the environment, such as causing an unpleasant smell, a lot of messy garbage damaging the school view, a lot of flies and causing diseases, clogged water drainage causing overflow when it rains. Inorganic waste will damage plant fertility and disrupt their growth, and the chemicals are dangerous to humans. From these problems, SMP Negeri 4 Tanjung created an environmental care program called Eco School or Adiwiyata program. In Eco School, we focus more on waste management. So we make a project called Trash Bank of SMP Negeri 4 Tanjung, or more specific to trash bank management. We have a general purpose. First, there is a providing education to school citizens about the bad impact of waste that is not managed. Second, conveying many positive things that can be obtained if waste is managed. Third, or the less, the environment become healthy, comfortable, and beautiful. And we has a specific purpose. First, students' ability of waste sorting in accordance with standard operating procedures. Second, students are able to distinguish and sorter organic and unorganic waste. Third, after the habitation activities, students always throw away the waste in its place and collect the waste around their respective class. Four or the less, students put trash into the provided trash bin according to the type of trash. Students' ability to process trash in accordance with standard operating procedures. For the next slide, for the presenter too.
Okay, thank you. And we have standard operational procedure or SOP, Trust Bank Management Project, SMP Negeri 4 Tanjung. We have SOP like 1, waste sorting in front of class and handing it over to the waste.
Sorry for interrupt. HP1, can you mute your audio from your device? Because it have echo. All right. Okay, you can continue.
Yes, okay. And 2, West Bank card will resin and check it and see the type of waste, such as plastic bottle, paper, cardboard. And 3, waste the waste and recording it on the whiteboard and big look. And 4, organic waste will be made into compost by the repetition in a composter. The result will be used on the plane in the greenhouse and in school gardens. And the 5, inorganic waste is made into handcrafts such as plastic bottle into eco bags, pencil case, and others. And the 6th one, inorganic waste with economic values will be sold direct to collection. And the 7, money from the West Bank will be recorded in the West Bank service books of each class. And the last one, money is used entirely for the needs of the West Bank and class organizers. Okay, and we have a trust bank management project. We have a goals like, I'm sorry, that's a mistake. Okay, and we have a video program document Ibpss and Green Ramadan 2025. So this is.
There is no sound for the video.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Saya Kepala SMP 4 Tanjung. Ini dulu menyampaikan salah satu visi dan misi sekolah kami adalah mewujudkan sekolah yang berwawasan lingkungan. Pengelolaan bank sampah di SMP 4 Tanjung ini berjalan dengan lancar, berdampak positif terhadap kebersihan sekolah kami. Nah, di mana kader sekolah berperan aktif pada kegiatan pembiasaan warga sekolah untuk membuang sampah pada tempatnya, kemudian mengelola dan memilah sampah organik.
Astagfirullah, Bang Ikra. Biarin aja.
Ada kader sekolah yang terpilih wakil Indonesia mengikuti lomba internasional praktis Chairperson anak Dikno tahun 2025. Semoga sukses dan lancar.
I hope you all happy. We are three from SMP Negeri 4 Tanjung, Pabel, Presidency, South Kalimantan, Indonesia. Let me introduce myself. My name is Riva, grade H.
My name is Maj, grade 9. And I am Daniel, grade 8. We will introduce our school through the Eco School or Adiwiyata program. That is a waste management project. Okay guys, let's go.
Hello everyone, this is a Jasmine and after of the class that is Emerson Fortisai, student Miss Anderson and Jan Eustace. Green color for organic related, example, leaves.
The second, there is a yellow color for the unorganic trash. For the example, is a plastic bottle and some tin cans. Color for dangerous trash.
Sorry to interrupt,
Cable and battery.
but the time has ended.
Trash bin that was called blue.
Sorry, what?
Your time has ended.
Oh, our time has ended. Okay.
Thank you, SMP Negeri 4 Tanjung, for your insightful
Yes.
presentation. While we prepare for the next presenters, let us now announce the second place of World Green Ramadan Video Award competition. Participants of the webinar are also encouraged to answer the online quiz during the session. Second place of World Green Ramadan Video Award competition goes to Sarah Aisyah binti Munir from SMKA Perempuan Al-Masyur, Malaysia. Congratulations! Now, let's watch the video.
Every year during Ramadan, millions of plastic wrappers and bottles are used for iftar. But have you ever thought about where they end up? I'm Sarah Aisha, and this is my journey to make this Ramadan more sustainable. Sadly, many of them pollute our environment, harming our oceans and wildlife. In Islam, we are taught to avoid wastefulness. So, how can we make this Ramadan more earth-friendly? Made from food-grade paper and infused with edible seeds, this wrapper isn't just for packaging, it's for planting. First, you enjoy your food, just like any other packaging. Then, instead of throwing it away, you plant it in soil. From waste to life, a small change, a big impact. But sustainability doesn't stop there. Here are some small actions that can make a big difference. This year, our school is leading a change. Instead of plastic, we are using paper fruit boxes and bamboo tubes for a biodegradable alternative to styrofoams or plastics. This Ramadan, we don't just break our fast, we break the cycle of waste. Eat, plant and grow for a better tomorrow.
Wow, what an amazing video. Let us fuel our creativity with these ideas. Up next, we bring to you Fatima Central to present.
Hello all! This is Fatima from Senior Secondary School, India. First of all, I'd like to thank the organizers for giving us this amazing opportunity. So, first let us introduce ourselves. Myself is Basit Fatima of grade 10.
Myself is Aisweta of grade 10. And myself is of grade 8.
So, we create clean sustainability in every school step is possible as we have integrated curriculum with core curriculum and we have adopted methodologies for learning like project-based learning, peer learning, inquiry-based learning. And we also have a separate period in the timetable of every class in order to do all the activities which we are mentioning later.
Sorry for
As a
interrupt.
part of the lesson Journey to the End of the Earth, we came to know about the two powerful truths of advanced global warming.
Sorry for interrupt. Can you mute your device, the other device, because I can hear the echo. Silent the speaker, please. Please.
No, the sound should be.
As a part of the lesson Journey to the End of the Earth, we came to know about the two powerful truths of advanced global warming, overpopulation and waste mismanagement. And we got to know about its effects. Antarctica, which is untouched by human, has started to melt, and our very own ocean has risen up to 2 centimeters. That terrified us. It raised the question: will our world drown to death? And here you can see the articles that says about the effects of advanced global warming. Here, polar ice melts and sea level rise. So we took a step. We visited municipal corporation to learn how to manage waste. As they started to share their struggles in managing bio waste, this became theory. It hit us hard. So we returned with heavy hearts and determined minds. So the statistical data of municipal corporation states that 1.5 kilo of waste is produced from each and every household in per day. So just imagine if it is 1.5 kilo per day, then on an average 44% of food waste, 17% of organic waste and 5% of wood waste, which adds up to 66% of organic waste, gets exposed to the environment for years. And we also got to know that organic waste are getting dumped in landfills, which reduces advanced greenhouse gases to the environment. Since 7 to 8 years, we have vermicomposting at our school. But this visit to this visit to corporation made us to canalize this even more. We have a separate club called Eco Club where it is separated into two teams: audit team and green clean illuminators. Audit team collects waste from each and every classroom and weighs them weekly, whereas the green clean illuminators will transfer the waste into the vermicompost bin, which is made out of shred coir, decomposed cow dung, and red wiggler earthworms. They maintain it for 25 days and with 80 moisture level in order to get black, enriched, nutritious manure. We also collected waste from each and every student's households. And we didn't just stop there. We started to sell it in the brand name Kunya. Kunya is manure made out of cow dung with the guidance of our director ma'am, principal ma'am, and our coordinator ma'am. So while the plants bloom at our garden with Kunya, we asked ourselves, can we grow food without fertile soil? And the answer is yes. Here you can see the farmland cultivation, which is made without soil, no weeds, no chemical fertilizer, and less water consuming. Here you can see the chart of water consumption in our farmland cultivation and traditional farming, which says that 15 liters of water only is used per per week in our cultivation, whereas 175 liters of water is used in traditional farming. Isn't that a major change? It is because of the soil, which is present in the soil of the plants.
And now, moving on to smart water management system. This focuses on conserving water through soilless cultivation. It uses pipes interconnected with T-joints that lead to recycled plant containers. A servo motor pushes water directly to the roots, and a moisture sensor checks the soil moisture level. When it's low, the system automatically waters the plants. This earned his recognition from the Tamil Nadu Education Minister and a cash prize worth of rupees 10,000. We were delighted. Along with that, we also grow microgreens in our school. They are one of nature's greatest gifts, tiny but packed with macro and micronutrients like carbohydrates, protein, healthy fats, and micronutrients like vitamins A, K, C, and E, along with potassium, magnesium, zinc. And guess what? They grow in just 1 week and they have the least carbon footprint compared to any other plant. We wanted to spread awareness, so we visited farms, spoke with farmers, and showed them how to grow microgreens. And it was wonderful to see them grow and eat them actively. We also marketed microgreens, sold them to gyms and parks. We also have regular customers nowadays. And students grow them at homes in school as part of their lessons. We have connected chapters on crops and food from classes 6, 8, and 9 to this activity. So students learn while they grow. And guess what? We also love gardening in our school. So at our school, gardening is not just an activity, it's part of our core curriculum. Students love planting, nurturing, and harvesting vegetables and herbs in our garden. So which leads them to not just learn biology, but also responsibility, patience, and respect for nature. Next, you heard from the previous speaker, Basil, that we do a lot in waste management. But we also look beyond land. If we truly care about what we did on land, we must also protect life below water. That's why we conduct beach rallies with students of classes 8 to 12 who also learn about waste in their curriculum to fight against plastic pollution in our oceans. We believe in spreading awareness creatively. We spread so through puppet shows, villa party performances, and other folk arts of India. We engage the community and teach them how waste impacts our planet. We have also surveyed plastic-heavy areas and distributed cloth and jute bags to encourage people to ditch plastic for good. And finally, trees. Trees are one of Mother Earth's most selfless gifts. They give us oxygen, rainfall, rich soil, shade, and life. Yet they never ask us for anything. And what do? We cut them for our greeds, not even for our greeds. So we took action. We planted around 2,003 trees in empty spots on survey basis around the city and distributed saplings as well. Now, moving on to innovations and inventions made by us students. So just think about it. We humans have doctors. So whenever we have ailments, we go and visit them. But what about plants? So this app called Plant Doctor, made by us, basically checks out what the ailment of the plant is and gives the solutions. And next up, we have EcoBot. EcoBot is basically a bot that senses the sound of cutting of trees and sends a notification to forest officials and the farmers who will directly come and get rid of the intruder who's trying to illegally cut trees in farms.
After the visit with municipality, we came to know that they find difficulty in segregation of waste. That's why we created Gagabot. Gagabot is a machine that collects waste from each and every house, segregates them, shreds them, and empties all the system which is on the street. And it also has solar panel in order to produce energy which is consumed by the Gagabot. And it is there's a JSON module attached with the resource station.
IP1, open your microphone. You
What
forgot
is
to
natural
open.
farming? Natural farming is what is natural farming? Natural farming is a chemical-free, zero-budget, and sustainable farming approach. The father of natural farming is Mansoba Fukuoka, and who introduced in Tamil Nadu was Nammalwar. Mansoba Fukuoka wrote a book called One Straw Revolution. It has 4 principles: no plowing, no tilling, no weeding, no chemical fertilizer. The nature farming has 4 steps: Vapsa, mulching, cover crops, and planting aquaculture. Vapsa is a condition in which both air and water molecule contains in the soil. Mulching is a practice of covering the soil surface with natural materials. It helps the plant to retain moisture, helps in weed control, and to enrich. Cover crop is a plant
grown primarily to benefit the soil rather than for harvest or consumption. The plant grows in middle of the crops. For example, if we are planting rice, in middle you can also plant leguminous plants, which helps in fixing nitrogen in the soil. It is very helpful for the plants. What is aquaculture? Aquaculture where hen and duck put the dropping in the water. That water is used for watering the plants. For this, we have taken a land 20 into 15. My microphone is also muted. Now, moving on to a commitment to sustainability. We made Panchakavya, a natural fertilizer created from cow-based products like milk, curd, ghee, dung, and urine. This eco-friendly solution nurtures both plants and soil without harming the environment. Okay, we all know urea plus water gives ammonium ions and carbon dioxide. This leads to free ammonia, which is in much quantity, and that is why land becomes unsustainable, and this can cause diseases for us humans too. So, we researched on rhizobium and mycelium. Rhizobium bacteria fix nitrogen in the soil, making it more fertile without synthetic chemicals. Therefore, there is no need for urea, making the land 100% sustainable. And that is why natural farming is highly recommended. This is vital in organic farming as it reduces dependencies on harmful fertilizers. Mycelium, the root-like structure of fungi, forms connections in the soil that help decompose organic matter and create a natural nutrient network for
Sorry
plants.
to interrupt.
It plays a crucial role in regenerative farming, improving soil structure, water retention, and nutrient cycling.
Sorry to interrupt. Your time has ended.
Thank you.
Thank you. For a delightful presentation, thank you Fatima Central for that presentation. Now, the moment we've all been waiting for, after a lot of talent, hard work, and some tough decision making by our esteemed judges, it's time to announce the winner who has secured first place in the World Green Ramadan Video Award competition.
3, 2,
The school that received first place for the World Green Ramadan Video Award competition is Basim Fatima from Fatima Central Senior Secondary School, India. Congratulations! Now, let's watch the video.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and greetings to one and all. I am Basit Fatima of grade 10 from Fatima Central Senior Secondary School, India. And I'm honored to stand before you today to share an initiative that has made this Ramadan not just a time of spiritual reflection but also a step toward environmental responsibility. As a student of Fatima, we believe that change begins with us. Inspired by our school's Agrariola project, which is a seedless, weedless, chemical fertilizer-less, and less water-consuming cultivation, we extended our efforts beyond our campus to bring sustainability into the heart of community. Our mosques. To make our places of worship more eco-friendly, we recommended the installation of solar panels to reduce energy consumption. We also introduced fish in the wudu tanks, a practice that not only prevents water stagnation but also promotes aquatic life balance. An idea inspired by our own school's sustainability projects. But do you think we did stop there? Absolutely no. As Fatimians, we took responsibility for our food sources. We cultivated microgreens, which are small saplings with high nutrition and low carbon print at our school, at our garden, and distributed them to mosque members to enrich the Nombu Kanji, which they drink at the iftar time in order to gain energy. By this way, we made it even healthier. Additionally, we experimented with microgreens vada, a nutritious alternative that promotes both sustainability and well-being. Our efforts extended beyond food sustainability. We organized plant distribution drives, encouraged the use of jute bags at public like beach, park, planted trees, and even took the time to teach illiterate members of our community, including the non-teaching staffs of our school, ensuring that environmental awareness reaches everyone. We also participated in lake cleaning, ensuring that our local water bodies remain free from pollution. Creativity played a role in our initiative too. We repurposed plastic bottles into plant pots. Isn't that amazing? Thereby giving discarded materials a new life while promoting greenery. We painted them beautifully and filled it up with our own manure, which we made at our school, and growing plants and distributing them to the public. The impact? A community more conscious of its environmental footprint, a Ramadan where sustainability and spirituality go hand in hand. Our initiatives align with several sustainable development goals. SDG 3, which is good health and well-being, that comes under nutritious food and clean water. SDG 6, clean water and sanitation, which applies to lake cleaning and wudu tank fish. SDG 7, which is affordable and clean energy, that applies to solar panels in mosques. SDG 11, which is sustainable cities and communities, which applies to greener urban spaces. SDG 12, which is responsible consumption and production, which applies to jute bags and plastic recycling. And at last, SDG 13, which is climate action, that applies to tree planting and awareness. This Green Ramadan has been a movement of faith, action, and impact. And this is just the beginning, because true change starts with small steps. Steps that we, as responsible individuals, must continue beyond Ramadan. Let's make every Ramadan a green Ramadan. Thank you, and Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.
Wow, what an amazing video. These ideas are sure to ignite our imagination and ideas.
Thank you to all presenters for sharing their best practices and projects that they have carried out in their schools. Now, let us welcome the judges to share their feedback on several presentations.
Any judges can go first.
Yeah. Maybe Apurva for the first, please.
Well, okay, thank you. Thank you so much. It has been absolutely wonderful to be a part of IBPSS, and I would like to thank Mr. Jerome, from the bottom of my heart for actually thinking of inviting me, because it has been a pleasure to see how our young students, how our youth and the next generation is very conscious and very aware of the crisis that our climate, the planet is facing, the climate crisis, the waste crisis, the sustainability crisis. It's wonderful to see that not only are they aware of this crisis, but they are taking the initiative to take actions to face it. And it's absolutely great to see all of these actions happening in Southeast Asia and India and all of these countries. So it was a great privilege to witness all of these, and many congratulations to all the participating schools and to all of the organizers as well for taking this important initiative. I really liked many of the projects. So I'm not going to speak about each one because I already asked a few questions to some of the projects that I had. I would like to just say that please do keep following up on these projects, because usually projects, start with a lot of enthusiasm and then they start to fizzle out. Please don't let that happen to all of your projects. Keep them going and try to introduce a very scientific element. Try to be very organized and keep noting your data and keep sending your data to other people to take inspiration from. And I hope, I'm sure that when all of you grow up, you are going to make great eco warriors for our planet. Many congratulations and best wishes once again. Thank you.
Can I start? Okay, I agree with Dr. Purwa. Okay, I also would like to congratulate to all the participants and the organizers who organize such wonderful sessions, and all the participants has presented very well, whichever they have tried their best, and some of you really did a fantastic job in make sure you engage with us, the audience, with your presentations. So congratulate to all of you. As Dr. Apurva mentioned just now, I also hope that all your activities you will continue with more effectively. You can extend it to your surroundings, so that not only your school but your community also apply whatever things, so that we can take care of our environment for future generations lah. Okay, I think that's one of the objective of this activity also. Okay, and I just want to comment a bit on a presentation only lah. Okay, because some of you try to read the slides, try to read the text, So because the slides we also can read, but we want some details on your presentation. Maybe you can in the next time you elaborate a bit on the slides lah, so that we can get more info based on whatever things that you are presented. Because certain things you can't put in your slides, but you can elaborate when you're presenting. That will helpful for us to understand better whatever activities or programs you have done so far. How is your achievements? Okay, because certain things we can't see from the presentation, from the slides. So maybe when you elaborate, we can understand more. We can know better lah. Okay, and it will help the others also to learn from you. Okay, so that they can implement in their place. Okay, thank you very much. Okay.
Okay, thank you for everyone, for the participant. I would like to say the first, I greatly appreciate to all the efforts made by the participants. You really doing great. But you have truly initiating action to address environmental challenges, particularly for the SDGs number 12 and number 13, for sure. Almost all the participants have shown us, I think, outstanding dedication in engaging and influence their surrounding communities. And then looking ahead, this initiative should not just be pursued for the sake of the competition, but also can be involved into the sustainable culture within the schools and also the communities. And then the thing that I have been added to this one, I also want to highlight that you have accomplished has significantly strengthened your learning process in the science actually. From the collecting the data to transform it into the information, and then the using of the information to deepen our knowledge, and finally turning the knowledge into the wisdom. So this journey is a testament to your capability and growth. That wisdoms will undoubtedly have a profound impact on protecting our planet. Remember, there is no plan B for our Earth, so let's continue to safeguard it together. And then the last, once again, congratulations for you all. And then wishing you have a great success in the future. I think that's all for me. Thank you.
Thank you, judges.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are privileged to be joined by an exceptional expert who brings a wealth of knowledge, experience, and insight. Our distinguished speaker has made significant contributions in her field, and today we have the rare opportunity to hear directly from her, Ms. Sugita Kanyasilan.
Hi, good evening. Sorry, are you still going to continue? Please continue. Sorry for interrupting you.
No, it's okay. A brief introduction about Ms. Sugita Kanyasilan, an MBA who has worked in a variety of sectors and professions. Since February 2023, she has been employed with WWF Malaysia as a program lead for education for sustainable development. She gained experience as a PR account manager at Edelmine from March 2012 to September 2012 and as a lecturer at Asia Pacific University College of Technology and Innovation from December 2012 to June 2017. The educational background of Ms. Sugita Kanyasilan, MBA, is varied. Between 1999 and 2003, she graduated with a Bachelor of Arts in Advertising Media and Media Innovation from Multimedia University. She studied for her Master of Business Administration at Multimedia University from 2006 to 2009 with a focus on business, marketing, and management. From 2018 to 2021, she studied at the University of Malaya, where she most recently earned her Doctor of Philosophy degree with a focus on educational leadership. She also holds a 2021 She also holds a 2021 HRD Code, Human Resource Development Corporation Certified Training Professional Certification.
Without further ado, let me extend a warm welcome to our speaker, Ms. Sugita Kanyasilan. Thank you for being here, sharing your time and expertise with us.
Thank you, Miss Alicia and Miss D, for the very, very warm introduction. Gives me great pleasure to join such amazing eco-champions, or should I say champions for the planet, who have once again proven that young people are capable of bringing very fresh, innovative solutions to a world that is already facing the triple planetary crisis. So I'm sure you know what the triple planetary crisis is. The solutions that you have brought today are in part addressing the triple planetary crisis, one if not more. I would like to share a few observations as well. I think you have centered your focus on problems that are very much surrounding you, which is very good, because I think instead of reaching out far and wide and going to a place that is totally unknown to you, it is always a good idea to focus on your local issues and hence propagating the concept of locally led actions. My sincere hope to all of you is that as what one of the judges has mentioned, Dr. Apurva, if I'm not mistaken, is that you continue putting out these efforts, but I know it's not as easy. I know these efforts sometimes need more than just your physical power or imaginative power. A lot of times it needs dollars and cents. A lot of times it needs more consultation and coaching, especially if you're trying to take this idea to another bigger platform. So when you have such interest, organizations such as WWF Malaysia is there to support your interest. We also have our signature youth programs called the Eco Champion Awards, which are open to youth like you guys, 2 years once, youth age 15 and above. Keep a lookout to our social media, WWF My and Rakan WWF My on Instagram. Keep a lookout on our website for news. We regularly publish any opportunities that may be available for young people to participate, to take on a bigger stage, not only to participate, but also to be capacity built. You are like budding flowers. You need more nourishing, you need more support, and we're here to provide such support. I also want to encourage you to dream very big. All right, don't keep your dreams small. You never know. Your actions might be something that another youth in another part of the world might be inspired to do in his or her community. So keep sharing about these actions that you've done. The digital space is your space more than ours here. Use it effectively. I know you guys use it a lot for a lot of good interactive purposes, but also use it as a space to bring a louder voice for planetary action. I think we always talk about when we say youth in planet action, we always think about Greta Thunberg, right? But I am so pleased to see that we have our very own students from this part of the world who are doing equal, if not more, actions for the planet. My only humble request is that you don't stop, keep reaching out to us. And even if you don't want to participate, but you have this project that you really want to do, and you need our support, you need our consultation. And if you are in Malaysia, for those who are out and also Malaysian students, you want to come to our office, I welcome you with open arms. I'll leave my email in the chat window after this. Feel free to drop an email to me. I would love to continue supporting your initiatives. That's about it from me. Just an ending quote by Sir David Attenborough. I think those who have studied in this space or those who have been reading in this space, you know who Sir David Attenborough is. If you don't, I am going to challenge you to go and Google about him, watch some videos about him. If you have Netflix at home, go and look for a documentary that he has produced. I bet you will love what he has produced. So he has said that the last chapter is ours, yours to write, right? It is in your hands on how you choose to write that chapter. Remember, this is from me. We do not have Planet V. Yes, there is talk about going to Mars, but we don't know when is that going to happen. And that spaceship does not have space for all of us. So this is the planet and we are here to stay. Hence, make the best out of it and let the planet heal through all your pro-environmental actions. That's about it from me. Thank you very much. All the best to all of you.
Thank you, Ms. Sugita Kanyasilan, for sharing your insights regarding your respective expertise. Finally, the highlight of today's event, the awards ceremony. There will be several awards given according to several categories: the Sustainable Spark Award, the Best Presenter Award, and finally, the IBPSS 6.0 Award. Ladies and gentlemen, I know everyone has been crossing their fingers in anticipation of the wait, so we won't prolong the announcement. For the Sustainable Spark Award, 5th place goes to Sekolah Seri Puteri Selangor, Malaysia. Moving on, 4th place goes to SMKA Perempuan Al-Masyur Penang, Malaysia. 3rd place goes to SMP Negeri 4 Tanjung, Indonesia. For 2nd place, it goes to Dongwon High School, Tongyong, Korea. And finally, first place goes to SM Science Muzaffar Shah, Melaka, Malaysia.
Let's move on to the next category, the Best Presenter Award. In fifth place goes to Fatima Central Senior Secondary School, India. Fourth place goes to Dongwon High School, Tongyeong, Korea. Third place goes to Sekolah Menengah Sains Muzaffar Shah, Malacca, Malaysia. As for the second place, it goes to SMKA Perempuan Al-Masyur, Penang. Finally, the moment we have all been waiting for. The first place for this session is the one and only Sekolah Sri Putri Selangor, Malaysia.
Congratulations to every winner of today's event. Rejoice in your victory. To our other participants, your hard work and dedication have not gone unnoticed. Continue refining your skills and success will surely follow.
As we draw this wonderful event to a close, please join me in extending a warm and respectful welcome to Mr. Gunawan Zaki, National Professional Officer for Education, UNESCO Jakarta, who has kindly agreed to close today's ceremony and to grace this moment with their presence and officially bring the event to a dignified conclusion. We are deeply honored to welcome Mr. Gunawan Zaki.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, dear friends, good afternoon. It is a great honor to be here with all of you today as we come to the end of the International Best Practice Sharing Session 6.0 on Education for Sustainable Development. On behalf of UNESCO Regional Office, I want to say a warm thank you to all of you, teachers, leaders, youth and partners who joined this important session. Your ideas, your passions, and your stories have made this a truly meaningful day. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, we would like to give a very special thank you to the Green Educator Association Malaysia for organizing this event. GRU is doing wonderful work to promote sustainability in schools and communities across Malaysia. We also thank the Malaysian National Commissions for UNESCO for their strong and steady support for UNESCO's mission and for education in this country. Ladies and gentlemen, today we heard many inspiring examples on how education is helping to create a better world, from schools to classrooms, to villages and cities. We saw real stories of hope and action. These stories remind us of one clear message: education is the key to solving the big challenges we face: climate change, poverty, inequality, and many more. Ladies and gentlemen, as UNESCO, we are deeply committed to supporting education for sustainable development. We have a global plan called ESD for 2030. This plan helps countries and communities bring sustainability into all levels of learning. We focus on 5 important areas. The areas: number 1, policy, helping governments include ESD in national plans. Area number 2, schools, making schools role models for sustainability. Area number 3, on teachers, supporting teachers to lead and inspire. Area number 4, on youth, helping young people take actions and lead change. Last but not least, area number 5, on local actions, sharing community solutions and best practices. Ladies and gentlemen, UNESCO is here to work with you, to support your work, to connect you with others, and to help build a strong global network. As we finish this event, let us take what we have learned and use it to make a real change. Let's bring these ideas back to our classrooms, our schools, our communities, and our country. Let's make education a powerful force for building a more peaceful, fair, and sustainable world. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, thank you to GRU Malaysia, thank you to Malaysian National Commission for UNESCO, and thank you to each and every one of you who took part in this session. UNESCO is proud to be your partner today, tomorrow, and in the years to come. Thank you. Terima kasih.
Thank you, Mr. Gunawan Zaki, for the wonderful speech.
A big round of applause again for our winners of World Green Ramadan 2025 and of IBPSS 6.0. We would also like to take this opportunity to once again thank all the parties involved as shown in the slide for their cooperation that helped making this event a success. Without their support and encouragement, the event wouldn't be a reality. To all the participants who successfully participated and have answered the quizzes for the webinar, the organizer will send the e-certificates via the registered email within 30 working days to those who have fulfilled the criteria. The organizer will not entertain nor be in any way responsible for any disputes arising from incomplete or inaccurate entry details in the registration form. If you have any inquiries, please feel free to contact the following teacher in charge via WhatsApp, email, or Facebook as shown in the screen. Now, everyone, please open your camera for the group photo.
Let's end this session with taking a group photo together.
Oh, that's right.
Okay, be ready, everyone. Okay, smile, look at the camera. 1, 2, 3. Okay, once again, 1, 2, 3. Okay, freestyle. 1, 2, 3. All right, thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. The best. Thank
Thank you
you.
all. Thank you, judges. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, everyone.
Ladies and gentlemen, we would like to send our thanks to all the wonderful presenters for their informative presentation and ideas, and also the attendees here today. Again, thank you for joining us today. Before we end, let me remind you again, you need to use the same email address when answering the quiz. If you fail to follow this, you will not get your e-certificate. So, please use the same email address when answering the quiz. The quiz will be closed at 8 p.m. GMT +8. Do rewatch and complete the quiz by then. Thank you, and see you again next year.